Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member or subscriber already, please do. We have a lot of great things coming in the future. All right, so today I have a short show because we love the kids. It is Vacation Bible School week. We love the kids. So we got Vacation Bible School tonight. So we're going to do about an hour. Got to spend time with the Cowboys family also. And we have a real good show, I believe, just for this hour that we're going to be here. Not a lot of news, but Nick Harris. I went and checked Nick Harris' X account. Nick Harris dropped a whole lot of news, in my opinion. So, let me give you the topics of the show today. We're going to be spending about an hour. We're going to look at the Brian Schottenheimer interview. And you know what? Y'all don't get mad at me, but I'm just telling you. The interviews are cool and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm ready to get some more stuff on the field. I'm ready to get some more stuff on the field. The press, they were pretty light in their questions today. Nothing really major. But at the end of the day, we're just at the point now. We're ready to start seeing more stuff on the field because we already know Shotty can talk. Shotty, great communicator. Shotty, he's a great motivator of men. We're seeing some of those things in action. But now we're ready to see more and more playing. And in OTAs, they're just not letting people have that kind of access. OTA news. Nick Harris. We're going to get all of this from Nick Harris. We're just going to read his X account and we'll react to some of the things that he said on his X account. Shout out to Nick Harris. Really gave a very good report on X. And then we are going to finish it with kind of what we thought we were waiting on. But I'm going to explain what is going on post June 1st because some of us probably thought we were going to have DJ Reader up in this camp this week. Some of us thought we were going to have DJ Reader up in here already. Slow down. So, this is going to be our agenda again today. The Shotty interview, OTA news, Nick Harris, and then post June 1st cuts. So, we're going to get a quick roll call going. We're going to get a quick roll call because, man, I just don't have the time. I wish I had more time today. But, again, we love the kids. So, quick roll call today, and then we're going to get right into the show. Got to recognize the supporters. Amen. Let's get it. Dominique Pittman in the crib. Yes, sir. He said, well. Looks like we got some Let's Talk Cowboys with the man, the myth, the legend, the GA. I appreciate you, Dominique Pittman. Let's do this. Daniel M in the crib. Stephen Jones spoke today. We got a lot to talk about. Daniel M. Stephen Jones flat out said, no Jalen Ramsey. We'll talk about that in a few. All right. The ghost of Mike McCarthy. Yes, sir. Great day to talk Cowboys. Gregory Carpenter. Let's go. Brandy Mahoney. What's going on? Miss Matrix in the crib. What's going on, Miss Matrix? Ty Howard, what up? Madman in here, I see you. Let's go. Miss Matrix said hit that like button. Big Dal 8604 in here. What's up? Again, Brandon Mahoney, she said hello. She called the chat loves. Yes, let's do it. Hallelujah. What up? We love the kids. We got to do it. Yes, sir. Hallelujah. We got to do some daytime stuff too. Yeah, we got to do a short show. We love the kids today. Hallelujah. Next week, we'll be back to normal. We'll be back to normal by Friday. So we might do a marathon show on Friday. What up, Ghostface? What up? Yes, sir. He said, check out my new previous program mix. If you like West Coast Dr. Dre, then hits another banger. All right, let's go, Cowboys. I see you, Ghostface. Yes, sir. Gotta check you out. Justin Bradley, what up? Justin Bradley said, what up, Cowboys Nation? Let's go. Bleeding blue is bleeding blue. Let's get it crack-a-lagging. Lord Nova in the crib. What up with you, Lord Nova? Good to see you. Richard Owens in the crib. Let's go. Let's go, Richard. What up? Joe Tranchina or Tranchina. Forgive me if I mispronounced it. He said, what is up, Cowboys Nation? Watching from Italy. Salute. Yes, sir. Salute. My man, Intelligent Savage. Man, ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Let's go. Let's go. Justin Bradley, he said, Shotty changing the culture. Yes, I've been saying it from the beginning. John Jones, what up, G Money? Hey, they don't know about that G Money, John Jones. New Jack City up in here. Let's go. Jerry or Gary Stevens, brothers, I knew was a believer in Jesus. Yes, sir. Vocational Bible School was a summer I looked forward growing up in Texas. Yeah, man. We love the kids. We teaching the kids tonight. So it was awesome yesterday. Neo from the Matrix, what's going on with you? Let's go. I see what you said there, Daniel M. Daniel M said that he believes Jerry is trying to throw us off the trail. Just trying to throw us off a little bit, saying that no Jalen Ramsey. We gonna see. All right. Let's rock with it, Cowboys.
Here we go.
All right, let's rock with this. Sizzling bacon in the crib, I see you. Let's go. Bleeding Blue, yes, sir. He said, look how far you reach, man. To God be the glory. Yes, sir. We out there in Italy now. Let's go. Kevin Hicks up in here. Let's go, let's go. All right. Now, the Brian Schottenheimer interview. I don't know if you've heard it, but honestly speaking, Ice Cold Cowboy, he said he grew up on VBS. Alex in the crib, what's going on? Let's go. Honestly, he really didn't say a whole lot. There was a couple of things that I really liked, and those are the couple of things that I'm going to capitalize on. So I'm going to let it play through for the most part until he gets to two portions that I absolutely loved. And again, it's not that long of an interview. I even believe the press. I even believe the press are kind of like running. I mean, they're like running out of things to, they're kind of running out of things to say and to ask. I mean, what else can you ask? You know what I'm saying? We're just really to the point that there is nothing going on the field other than OTAs. And in some of the positions, you really can't see a lot. So they just don't have a lot to ask. And that's probably why the questions, in my opinion, they were just kind of like, okay, just formality. You're sitting in front of us. Can we ask you a couple of questions? So let's go to the, and again, it's not 31 minutes if you've looked at it over on DallasCowboys.com. For some reason, they have like 30 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes of just the Dallas Cowboy thing looping on there. And I don't think they meant to do it. But nevertheless, we can get through it. Okay, they cut that part off. All right, let's go. This is about 19 minutes. So we should get through it pretty quickly. Because I'll just do a couple of comments here and there. But there's two portions of the interview in particular that I like. And I'll let you know what those are as we keep going. Let me get a couple of more greetings. We got a super chat, and then we're going to get to the video. I see you up in here, Corey. What's going on, Corey Adger? He said, I'm in the crib. Poobie D got my back. What's going on with your Poobie D? Justin Bradley in the crib. Hey, Justin. Yeah. Hey, he says all the right things, man. And the thing is, he doesn't say the right things. He says the right things because he believes the right things. Neo, yes, sir. I'm ready to see him on the. I'm ready to see him on the field myself, man. The Basement Boys, what up? What you in the building? Let's go. Let's go. Corey Adger, appreciate that super chat. He said, "Them boys, let's go." Hey, Intelligent Savage, you remember that old Jay-Z song? How it ended, man? What more can I say? So that's really kind of where I think everybody is on these. And so let's listen to some of it and see what we got going. Jamal Burton in here. What's going on? Let's go. All right, hold on a second. I muted it earlier. I was doing something. I muted. All right, let's go.
Change from years ago when guys were always in the facility almost every day when they were rehabbing. Considering the severity of his injury, would you like to see more of him in the building?
I think everybody now has their own people that they use. It's kind of the day and age of football. But again, it's all voluntary. He's been in great communication. We've been in contact with his doctors, his rehab people down there. But the game has changed. I mean, it's interesting. These guys have been full.
Wait a minute. Man, hallelujah, got me rolling up here. Hallelujah said Shotty started to sound like he running for presidency and he pretzels. I see you, boy. Yes, sir. Hallelujah. He said he sound like he started to sound like that man running for president. Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, I feel you on that. Matthew, I see you in here. What up with you? All right, let's check him out. Yeah, Joe said, I'm loving this coach. Yeah, he's focused, man. And again, he's very smart right here. They're asking him about Micah Parsons. You know, does he want him in the building? You know, he kind of gets around the question to me. But, yeah, he wants him in the doggone building. He wants him in the doggone building. And I'll be honest with you, I want him in the building too. And I really do think that the Cowboys – and I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys, this Micah Parsons nonsense. I can only come to the conclusion of it seems like to me the Cowboys want Micah Parsons to be the highest paid defensive end in football. And I'm telling y'all, it's the only conclusion we can come to with this stuff. The Cowboys want, Jerry Jones wants certain players to be the highest paid in their position. Because Jerry could have really signed Micah Parsons months ago when Micah was begging him, and we could have got Micah way cheaper than what we're going to get him. TJ Watt has not been reporting to OTAs for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I got a strange feeling that this is going to turn into another contract extension, of course. And that contract extension is probably going to supersede some of the other money that we've seen. And so at the end of the day, Micah Parsons, it's the only explanation I can give is that Jerry wants Micah Parsons to be the highest paid defensive end because nothing else makes sense outside of that. Nothing else makes sense outside of that. Could have been done signing this man because the more people that get signed, the harder it is going to be in this situation.
Forced to, in a lot of ways, have to go out and have O-line coaches, quarterback coaches, receiver coaches, DB coaches because of the limitations that the league is, rightfully so with the PA negotiated. And I think it's the day and era of football and where we're at.
Yeah, that's a fancy way of Brian Schottenheimer said it's the business. And I think Brian Schottenheimer, I want you to understand something about Brian Schottenheimer. Let me read a couple of comments. Sizzling Bacon said this is the most excited he's been in the football season since Roger the Dodger Staubach. Yes, sir. I feel you on that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Ghostface said, your hoe still flows. Yes, sir. Yeah, Jay used to be the man back in the day. Justin Bradley. Hey, Justin Bradley. He need to get him a water. He need to be representing somebody for water. He need a water sponsor. Because you better believe, boy, when he get them press conferences, man, he going to hit that swig at least. He going to hit that swig at least about 15. Hey, Dangy Lim said he, just for me and Spokesman, for his hair once again, he need a water sponsor. Because he definitely drinks a lot, man. Saber Moulton, he said, Shotty for president. Yes, sir. All right, but again, hold on a second. Yeah, Ice Cold Cowboy says, new coach, new culture. Goes to Mike McCarthy said, I saw some posts on this interview. I figured you'd like the part when he said previous success shouldn't be. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We're gonna capitalize on that later on. Goes to Mike McCarthy. You better believe it. Forget those things that lie behind and push forward towards the mark. Let's go.
With Micah, any assurances that it'll be here next week for the camp?
I would assume. Mike and I talked a couple of days ago. Again, he's doing a little bit of traveling. But again, everything that he and I have talked about, I expect that he will be here. And like I said, I say it each and every week, Mike and I have had great communication. Everything I've asked him to do, and vice versa, he's followed through on. So I would expect to see him.
And then last week he brought in former players to.
Now let's deal with this right here. Schotty is smart. Brian Schottenheimer is very smart. Yes, he wants Michael Parsons in here. But he's also walking a fine line. He's trying to build a team, a family, culture. He wants him in here, but he understands the business. And where I'm glad that the Joneses, and we need to appreciate Jerry for this. I'm going to say we need to appreciate Jerry in particular for this. Because Jerry is letting Brian Schottenheimer be the face of the franchise. He's letting him do it. Jerry's not out here like he's been in the past. And people are asking Jerry about the contract, and he taking shots at his players. Nope. He's not saying a word. He's letting Brian Schottenheimer be the face of the franchise. And so Brian Schottenheimer he's very aware of the room. He has what's known as emotional intelligence. Yeah, he wants him in here. But he understands the business. And because he understands the business, he's not going to take an opportunity to take a shot at Michael and say, he should be here. I don't know what he's doing. Or, I wish he would be here. Yeah. I assume he's going to be here. We've talked. We got an understanding. We know where each other are. It's a business. It's a business. Coach, it's not personal. Schottenheimer's been around long enough. This is why Schottenheimer, think about it. Why do you think he's got this college atmosphere? He's playing the music. He said he's going to say in this press conference, he's doing things his dad would have never did. Yeah, his dad was a disciplinarian. Old school coach. No nonsense. Sorry about that. No nonsense. So, Schotty is genius in what he's doing. Yeah, I want him. I want him here, but I'm not going to say I want him here because me and him already talked, and I'm not going to sit here and try to tell him one thing, say one thing to him, and then come in here trying to throw him under the bus, on the slide, throw him under the bus by saying, I want him here, and I don't, the money I don't care about. No. Yeah, we've talked. I'm assuming he's going to be here. Schotty is smart. This is how you continue to build your team. You always have their back, especially as the coach. You have their back. You don't like the money. You don't like the business part, but you understand it, and you have your players back. I like what he's doing here.
Be around everybody in meetings. What was the genesis of that idea? What do you think you got? What did
season? There's such great tradition and history here with the Cowboys, and you talk about not just the Super Bowl, trophies, but some of the great players. I mean, to have a chance, I think we had over 25 guys that came and attended.
Legacy.
We wanted to open up the team meeting for them. We wanted them to kind of see our energy and our juice, the way we like to operate. I think that when you talk about these guys paved the way for the guys that sit in those chairs today. And to celebrate those guys and to make them feel welcome is too easy. I mean, they're part of our family, It's like having a uncle or a grandfather in some cases that you can use as a sounding board, you can use as a mentor. Are they going to be friends? Hell, I hope so. But if they're not, there's experiences that they can garner from the likes of Randy White, Bob Lilly, Michael Irvin, Dat Wynn. I mean, go round and round about the guys that were here. And I think that's important. It's important for our players to see guys that have not only gone out and been incredible football players, whether they're Ring of Honor, whether they're all pro, all decade team like some of those guys, or whether they've gone on to do incredible things in life. And there's guys that have gone on and have had even more success as entrepreneurs and businessmen. That's important for our players. You know, football's going to end for our players at some point. But more than anything, it was a chance to bring them back, watch them be celebrated, but to begin to develop the relationship. And I want those guys to know they're always welcome, and there's a place for them to celebrate the tradition. And I'd be lying if I said that, Brady James is the only one that might not have had a good day because he lost to Joe Looney in a basketball shooting competition. And offense wins again.
Who's coming in?
I'm going to tell you something about this thing that he did with the legacy thing. And I so much appreciate what he did. Like I said, you already know I talked about this in the past. But this is going to, I believe for these players, this is going to go down as one of the greatest things he did this season. One of the greatest things he did this season was bring in those legends. Because I think the mystique of the Cowboys had been lost. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to tell y'all this about us. I'm going to tell y'all this about us, the fan base. I believe the mystique of the Cowboys has been lost by the fan base too. And that's why I pride myself on. I pride myself on reminding us of who the Dallas Cowboys are. I don't understand this certain part of the fan base saying things to me, again, that don't make sense. Saying things like certain people are selling hopium, hopism, and I mean anything that applies to hope. I'm not going to tell you who to listen to. I don't do that stuff. I think that's very tacky. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not listening to it. I'm not listening to that. You can tell me the facts all you want to, and I'll listen to that. But what I'm not going to listen to is people getting lost in the sauce and almost, in a sense, trying to get us to hate the team. Hate the team. Be antagonistic against the team. Get campaigns going against the team. Getting fans to get behind us rather than the team. And the team, the franchise, is what we're here for. Our own fan base is guilty of forgetting the mystique of the Dallas Cowboys. Darren Woodson bought this home for me. We're the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. There is no greater team, no matter who wins, no matter who loses. There is no greater team than the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not just talking off the field. I'm talking on the field. We are the best thing going in sports. And that's one of the reasons why there are so many people that hang on to the Cowboys. But what I'm not going to do, I am not going to try to get a fan base to get behind me and be against the team. I'm not going to sell us anything. I'm going to tell us what the facts are. I'm not going to sell us anything. I'm going to tell us what the facts are. And again, there are people. The reason why they say what they say, they don't understand what hope is because they used the world's advantage, the world's definition of hope. You know what the world says hope is? When there's no chance. The world says hope is when there is no chance. So since there's no chance, let's just hope. Do you know that's hoping against hope? Hope is based on facts. Hope is based on facts. Hope is based upon we can have hope for this team this year and going forward. You know why? Because the facts are this. Brian Schottenheimer has brought a change to this team. Brian Schottenheimer has brought a change to this team. The Dallas Cowboys have hired some absolutely great coaches. The Cowboys did some things in free agency that made the team better. The Cowboys had a great draft that made the team better. The Cowboys made some trades that made the team better, including George Pickens. The Cowboys continue to do things that seem to be leading towards this team, of course, being way better than last year. This team is on its way. It's the trajectory is going in the right way. So as long as the trajectory is going in the right way, you can have hope. That's what hope is built. That's what hope is. I don't buy into the world's definition of hope. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if the Cowboys don't get a one tech, then the season is over. What? The season is not over if the Cowboys don't get a one tech. The season is not over. The season is not over if we don't get another cornerback. It's not over. It's not over. I'm not going to tell people stuff like that because it is unequivocally not true. Does it mean we might not be as good as we want to be if we don't? And when I say we, the fan base, we might not be as good as we want to be. But I'm going to tell you these players. I'm going to tell you what the coaches are doing and what Brian is doing and what these players are saying. This is why I'm glad that this, and I was saying this earlier in the year, I'm glad. I don't want the front office listening to the fan base because the fan base sometimes gets a little crazy. And if you are going to listen to the fan base, please make sure you kind of sift through that stuff and don't take it too much to heart. Because some of our fan base is actually delirious. Because I'm going to tell you what these players are saying. We might not be saying it, but I'm going to tell you what these players are thinking. I bet you some of these players are thinking, we got everything we need. I guarantee you some of those players are thinking that. When the Cowboys signed George Pickens, I bet you some of this team started thinking, we have everything we need. We have everything we need. We're confident in what we have right now. And the Cowboys going to win right now. The Cowboys, I'm telling you, if the Cowboys don't make another move, they're better than last year. They're better than last year. And to win a Super Bowl, you not only need talent, you need luck. We were unlucky last year. Maybe somebody else is unlucky this year. And maybe some things work for us the way that it worked for the Washington Commanders. And you never know. If we just keep our preparation, we keep believing in what Brian is teaching, and this team continues to come together. A lot of people don't understand something even about luck. Preparation meets opportunity. Preparation meets opportunity. If the opportunity presents itself and you're not prepared, all the luck in the world ain't going to help you. But if you keep moving in the right direction, you got hope. And I'm going to tell you something. Championships begin in the mind. I've said it before. They begin in the mind. And this is why Brian Schottenheimer is working so hard on the minds of these people. And this is why some people look at this the wrong way. They're thinking that, yeah, we're trying to sell dreams, or we're trying to get subscribers. We're trying to get likes. We're trying to get clicks and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what in the mind of everyone else, but that's not in my mind. The first thing in my mind when I make content is not, man, subscribers, likes. No. First thing in my mind is, this is the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. I want to make some content for the fans that is informative, helps them see the truth, while at the same time, don't hate the team in the process. Because what I want us to do is to like the team that we all say that we are rooting for. And so Brian Schottenheimer, in some of the things that he's doing and saying, Brian is smart enough not to alienate his own team by things that he answers and stuff. No, if you're going to build a family, build a family. You can tell the truth. You can tell the truth and still have hope. And you watch what I tell you. For all these folks who keep talking about hopium is being sold, okay, well, I want to hear what you say about Brian Schottenheimer. Because Brian Schottenheimer, I guess he's selling hope too. Check him out.
Be burdensome with the Super Bowls and the expectations and all that. Do you ever think that weighs on guys?
I don't think so. Not when the head coach sits up here and talks about the ultimate goal is to win a world championship. I think it's to be celebrated. You've got an incredible wear very proudly. I think that's great for our guys because that's why we do it. And we don't hide from that. And again, I talk a lot about that. Like, it doesn't mean there's not a process, right? There's a process that goes into winning a world championship.
Yes.
It just doesn't. You talk about the steps to help you get there, and we do that quite a bit. You have to win games at home. You have to win games you're supposed to win. You have to get into the playoffs and all those things. But I think it's meaningless to set an arbitrary goal about, hey, we want to win 10 games or we want to do this. We want to win a Super Bowl, and we don't hide from that.
John Schroeder with The Athletic. Michael Irvin, obviously was.
Now, you think about what he said that's so powerful. He doesn't find it to be burdensome because he's going season to season. One thing I teach people, you understand where you come from because you're always your past, your present, and your future. You're all three of those. You're your past, you're your present, you're your future. You're not what you used to be. But that's your past. And what you are not what you used to be. But that is also a part of what helped you get to this point. You're a part of your past, but you're not your past. You have to be present. You have to be present in the moment. And you can't be focusing on your past. Your past is something that you need to look at every now and then so that you can see, look where I came from. But you don't look at your past and say, my past is my present and my past dictates everything I do now. Yeah, you understand where you come from, but understand where you are. And you be present in that. And you don't let past failures be the thing that make you have present failures. So many people, this is one of the biggest issues of people. They can't get over their past. They won't let it go. Won't forgive people. Won't forgive people. Won't let incidents go. Won't let bad things go. Won't let good things go. As much as I like the good old days, I have to realize I can't be reminiscing too much on the good old days because I still got to be in the present day. I can pull some things from the good old days and say, okay, the good old days, we did that right here, and I can still apply that here. But I can't be so lost in the good old days that I don't have some good old days in my present day. But I also keep my eyes on the future. Because if I keep my eyes on the future also, it'll help me in my present day because I know where I want to be in the future. So Brian is saying something that people don't understand. Why am I going to dwell on the past that we haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years? I'm trying to win a Super Bowl this year. That's what I'm focused on. It's that simple. A lot of people will try to hold you back in your life by saying, yeah, man, that's what I remember you used to do this and you used to do this. And you remember what you did back then? And because of what you did back then, you ain't going to be able to do nothing. Really? No, I'm not what I used to be. And because what I'm not what I'm used to be, I'm going to be what I want to be. This is why a lot of people, I don't listen. I'm telling y'all better learn how to mute people on X. You better learn how to mute people on social media. You better learn how to mute people, period. Don't let people corrupt your peace. Don't let people corrupt your goal. What you trying to do? And a lot of people get mad. I saw people getting mad because Stephen Jones used quotations. I never understood why people made a big deal out of him using quotations around drought. They brought it up. Drought. Like he was trying to disregard it. I don't think he's trying to disregard it. It just is what it is, man. You haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. Okay, what are we supposed to do? Quit? What are we supposed to do, y'all? We supposed to quit? Because we haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. Are we supposed to quit? Oh, I know what it is. Because we haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. The Dallas Cowboy fans are not allowed to cheer for their team. The Dallas Cowboy fans are not allowed to want their team to win. The Dallas Cowboy fans are not allowed to feel good about their team. Because that's exactly what the media tells you. That's exactly what some of the Dallas Cowboy fans tell you. Not doing it. You can come to your own conclusions. I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you what they're doing bad, wrong, and I'll tell you what they're doing right. I can tell you where I am, but you get to make your own. This is the beautiful part. You get to make your own decision. You get to make your own decision. And so again, Brian Schottenheimer is exactly right. That's why I would love to play for a person like him. Because I listen to some people, and I can tell you, if they were coaching teams, they'd be absolute losers. They would be absolute losers. Because they would always be telling their team, you remember what we did last year, and we're not going to do what we did last year, and we ain't going to do what we do 2 years ago. Okay, it's all great and dandy. Can we focus on, like, the plan you got this year? What's your Super Bowl plan this year? Because really, I can't consume myself with not winning the Super Bowl in the last 30 years. I just want to consume myself with winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm telling you, Brian is rebuilding. Brian said that these older guys coming in was the best day he's had of training camp. Brian is trying to put something back in the head of this team. Legacy matters. Legacy. Don't just focus on the fact you haven't won in 30 years. Focus on the Dallas Cowboys, the Super Bowls, the mystique, the worth, the value, the players that have come through here. Man, this is an absolute great franchise. And nope, Jerry don't do things right all the time. Jerry don't do things right all the time. Jerry does a lot of things wrong. But I'm definitely, in all the things that Jerry Jones do wrong, I'm definitely going to say when he does something right. There is nothing worse than a person that always emphasizes all the wrong things. No, I'm going to emphasize the right things too. 1,000%. And Brian Schottenheimer is doing a lot of things right. And the thing that I love, if you keep listening to Brian, he keeps trying to put into the head of this team the thing that has been lost from this team, the thing that's been lost from this fan base. And that stuff isn't just coming from the people who don't like the Cowboys. This stuff is coming from people who say they love the Cowboys. You talk to a person and they say they love the Cowboys, you talk to them 10 minutes and you'll say, sound like to me you hate them. Because I haven't heard one good thing you've said about this team. Sometimes you got to sit down rather than always talking about what you need, what you want. You got to talk about what you have too. Got to talk about what you have, talk about what you are. And Brian Schottenheimer, I'm just telling you, this man is a psychological genius. He keeps putting into his team We're the Dallas Cowboys. Overall, we're the Dallas bleeping Cowboys in 7-10. 7-10 does not determine that we are not the Dallas Cowboys. We are more, and your record is what it is. We know Bill Parcells said your record is what it says you are. But also understand this, Bill. I think this is one of the reasons why Bill wasn't as successful around here. There are some other things that went into it. I don't even think Bill appreciated the mystique of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think he appreciated it. As much as I love Bill Parcells as a coach, I think Bill Parcells appreciated his own mystique more than he appreciated the Dallas Cowboys. Because he's saying, y'all the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm Bill bleeping Parcells too. And that's kind of how he paraded around here. Brian Schottenheimer, do you notice what he's doing? Mike McCarthy, Super Bowl winning coach. He wore that on his shoulder. You better believe he did. Even said it in a press conference. I've won a Super Bowl in this league. I know how to win. Yeah, that's why you only got one. I'm not knocking you for one, but let's stop acting like you won 3, 4, and 5. Now, you Bill Belichick saying, I know how to win championships. Yeah, I'm listening. But your chip is the one Super Bowl? Nah, bruh, you need to want more. I'm listening for the coach to say, one ain't enough. I need more. Have you noticed what Brian Schottenheimer's doing? You see coaches who try to put themselves before the franchise. Brian Schottenheimer, though, is doing something different. Brian Schottenheimer is putting the franchise before the coach. I haven't seen anybody doing that. People roll up in Dallas trying to build their brand. Brian Schottenheimer? Nope. He's putting the team, the mystique of the Cowboys, before himself. Brian's letting other men sing his praise. He's not singing his praises. He's letting other men do it. You can tell this man is hungry. And that's why, again, we ought to have hope. Because hope is based upon when somebody is doing the right thing. It is. Ratio said the antidote to burden is having fun out there. Glass shot is having some fun. And then a Ratio. And we got to learn how to do this. We got to learn how to do this even as content creators. We got to learn how to have fun too when we're presenting the team. We got to know how to have fun doing this. We got folk out here, man, taking this. Hey, I understand. People make money doing this. But, man, we out here taking this like this our life. And for some, I guess maybe it is. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to speak facts, but I'm going to have fun. I'm going to tell the truth, but I'm going to have fun. And you're not going to walk away from me hating the team. You're not going to do it. Not going to do it. And I'm telling you, if you listen to Brian Schottenheimer, this is the same way he's teaching. The Dallas Cowboys had been taught to hate themselves. You haven't won anything. You don't think that gets into people's head? Your quarterback is terrible. He crumbles under pressure. You don't think that stuff gets in your head? Because the moment, if you're watching that quarterback, you don't look at any of the great things he does. The only thing you look at is, he threw an interception, the game is over. Well, it is over. It's over in your own mind. Because your quarterback out there still playing. But you still mad at him for an interception that he threw in the first quarter. You got to teach. I'm telling you, man, when you hate yourself, you'll be surprised at what you'll do. And you won't be able to accomplish nearly nothing. This man is trying to get this team not to hate itself.
Was in the building. He talked about how he liked the competition even in the meeting rooms, talking about how like having a wide receiver on each dry erase board, kind of going over plays and things like that. Is that left up to the assistant coaches, like each room's different, or is that something top down where you're like, hey, we got to find more ways to make this more interactive? Michael was talking about like you didn't see one guy on a phone, and obviously that in the phone era that we're in, it's probably difficult to do that.
Well, I think it shows you that coaches and players have just understood the central theme of the program, and that is to compete every day. And this is not a random Tuesday for us. We are trying to throw the best practice in the NFL to date today. And can we do that? I don't know. We'll see. But the coaches individually, when they break up into the rooms, kind of the plan for that day was we wanted to have the legends. I'll refer to them as legends because they all are. Sit in the room, and it's fun for those guys that watch film. They miss it. I mean, you can't not miss it. I mean, Babe would speak to that. You miss sitting in meeting rooms. You miss the corrections. You miss the jibing. And the fun stuff. But each coach is going to find a way to. We do a lot of trivia, a lot of questions, and we like to compete. And there's always going to be a winner and a loser.
Unlike with my.
See, again, Brian Schottenheimer is doing something else that's genius. Brian Schottenheimer is well aware of the talk. Again, he's well aware of the talk that goes on outside the building. He's well aware of so many things. But do you notice what he keeps doing? He keeps trying to get this team to focus on what it's doing. On what it's doing. Notice what he said. Have the best practice in the NFL. He doesn't know that. That's what he wants his team to think. We're going to have the best practice in the NFL. You think about what the competition does. Competition, as Michael Irvin says, competition under pressure. Or, I'll have to get the exact phrase right. But again, you're getting the team to focus on itself. And by bringing in those legends, you get them to look at the champions of the team. Champions, former championship players on the team. You got to instill that mentality back in the team. Because if you don't instill that mentality back in the team, and I'm telling you, if you don't understand what Mike is doing, it's really absolute genius, because Brian Schottenheimer understands what has been crashing on this team is its mentality. The mentality of this team, it's absolutely broken. He's trying to rebuild it. It's the same thing. And I'm going to finish up tonight. My wife just sent me a message. I'll be back tonight. I promise y'all I'll be back tonight. But even this fan base, we have a very broken mentality as a fan base. We're so busy at times hating our team, we can't even cheer for them. Because we're saying stuff like they're going to lose anyway. It ain't going to matter. This and that. No, all of it matters. It does matter. And this is why you really, really have to work on people's psyche, because wins, losses, victory, success begins in the mind. All right, guys. I'll be back tonight. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I said I was going to do an hour, but I can only do 48 minutes. I love the kids. I love the kids. We gotta go work with the kids tonight, but we'll be back tonight. I promise you. Let me read a couple of comments, and I'm gonna get out of here. Alex says you have to have a strong mental state to play for the Cowboys. The media is always criticizing them. Alex, so is the fan base. The fan base. Let me tell you something. If we just went by the criticism of the fan base alone, this team would hate itself. I'm telling you, it would hate itself. The fan base alone, and then defends the fact that it hates on the team. And defends the fact that it hates on the team. Alfredo, you get the last word. Alfredo said, why do some fans want the boys to sign other team rejects? Yes, sir, and old beat-up retreads. What's wrong with going with the young guys of the team and see what they can turn into? Hey, we're going to talk about that. We're going to resume tonight. Somewhere around 11, it will be Cowboys After Hours. We're going late tonight. So I'll be talking about the rest of our topics and anything that may come up in between time and in the meantime. So again, I appreciate y'all. I'll see you later on the night. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.